Mitt Romney's comment does not represent mine. I think his is an example of racial hatred, a racial self-hatred. Apparently, he's taken on the liberal view of the media, academia, and politicians, defining all white people as either delusional mass murderers or simply racists. My great-great-grandparents moved to Utah from Switzerland, and I'm just about as far removed from any slave-owning ancestors as anybody. But this flag behind me represents a virtuous kind of rebellion against the wickedness of an overreaching government, the status quo, the establishment, which I think is evil. I'm not inherently evil as a white person, nor am I victimizing you just because I was born white. And nor is this historic battle flag behind me inherently evil either. I like it because it's a way of displaying truth to the raw power that I bump up against. It's freedom for me. We all know that the slavery was not the cause of the Civil War. It was the secession of the South from the North and the Northern aggression. And Lincoln, who is not one of my heroes, had a determination to fight a war that cost more lives than every other war that we've ever fought combined. In 1862, Lincoln even wrote to Horace Greeley that if he could restore the Union without freeing even one slave, he would do it. He was a convenient abolitionist. So what about the noble sons of Confederate veterans? Why are they vilified? Is it for the same reason this flag is? Is it because the real reason is that it represents Southern white Christian men? Now, I've not met one Southern man who is advocating slavery, although we're all treated as if we do if we happen to fly a battle flag that is historic to our forefathers. I'm not going to deny that it was European America that built this country. And so many people think that that means that we're unworthy to continue to exist because they were all so evil. Well, there were some wonderful things that were established by our founding fathers. And now there are so many vengeful, not all, but many vengeful immigrants who just want to tear down what we've built. And they think they have a right to hate. I don't hate anyone. This video is not about hate. My religion teaches me to love, to have charity in Christ Jesus for people that I might not necessarily want to. But it's a discipline. It's a religious discipline. And I'm willing to defend to the death my right to be able to worship values of charity and forgiveness. And I do sympathize with the people in Charleston. You know, in a prayer meeting, you want to feel safe and secure, but I also sympathize with the Southern men of the 1860s, not because they were white, but because they wanted to rid themselves of a tyrannical government they no longer felt any allegiance to, the same way that George Washington fought the revolution against England. And today I can't give my loyalty to this current corrupt American government. Republicans and Democrats are equal appeasers to the blood and sins of this generation. They both persecute white Christian men. That's who I am. I'm part of a dying culture. While everybody is camped out in Charleston, where's my vigil? You know, for my Christian faith and for my culture, do I not count? Do I have to give myself into self-loathing in order to appease people that I'm white? Don't I get to have some sort of pride for my own culture and for who I am? I have to dissent against this liberal secular war that has been thrust upon me by these federal DC imperialists. So where do I go to live free? I know the wickedness, having lived on both coasts and places in between. So I found a small haven in eastern Tennessee. No more crime-ridden inner cities for me. And Mitt Romney's self-loathing is not one of my options. I choose to live proudly and free. And I sincerely wish for all people the same in peace and harmony.